Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, Shiva Om, Shivoham Om. Welcome to another Satsang with your host, Chuck the Yogi from the Yogi Cave on this 4th of July. And the reason I'm coming back in English is because apparently my Spanish channel was hacked. So I'm taking it as a sign that maybe I just need to continue in English. We'll see how long I go with this, but I wanted to touch the Kaula Jnana Nirnaya, the esoteric teaching of Machendranath, Saguru of the Yogini Kaula school in the Tantra tradition, and I prescribed it. And the reason why I'm touching it is because it's the heart of the Natha tradition, which I'm very keen of, and also because it was found in a monastery, a Tibetan monastery. Now, why would something like this be found in a Tibetan monastery? Well, because Machendranath is very dear in Nepal. And there's this weird convolution between Buddhism and Hinduism. And Machendranath was a product of that. And it really started in what currently is Pakistan, Swat Valley, which was a hotbed of metaphysical, convoluted movements that eventually ended up in places like Nepal, Tibet, and other places such as that, Bhutan, and so forth and so on. And of course back in India. But again, this is Greater India that we're talking about. So I wanted to touch this, and I might not comment much on it. I just want to share it with you. So let's begin. Chapter 1. And I'm not going to use any Sanskrit or anything like this. This is a translation, and this is my touching up of that translation because the translation was too scholarly. It didn't flow out of the mouth right. So forgive any mistakes or anything like that. Chapter 1. The succeeding streams of the tattva emanate from the tip of the big toe. And don't we know about that big toe? Because when I went to the Vatican, everybody rubbed St. Peter's big toe, but guess what? That St. Peter is really Jupiter. O Devi, 18 types of knowledge exist in the proximity of the Kula, or the Kaula. Kaula means family. So we're talking about an ancient Dakini-based practice, which was very prevalent at that time. We're talking about 6th century, 7th century. This is the very roots of the Tantric tradition as we know it today. Anyway, and Tantra is very dear to me. O Bhairavi, the process of creation has been explained to you. What else do you want to ask? The knowledge about creation, which should be well concealed, has now been revealed. Chapter 2. And Devi said, and this is an ancient format, right? This is an ancient format where Devi talks to Shiva, and they exchange, they debate each other. And Devi's the disciple, and Shiva's the master. It's a very ancient format. So let us continue. Devi said, the result of the spiritual practices with 5 fires, which have been performed for millions of years, today has been achieved by me through your grace, when I have acquired the knowledge about the process of creation. 5 fires there is a practice, tantric practice with 5 fires, but the 5 fires also represent the 5 senses. O Bhairava, please tell me now the process of dissolution. Bhairava said, I will tell you how the dissolution comes about when the fire known as Kalagni Rudra, Kala, time, Agni, fire, Rudra, the howler, an ancient form of Shiva, which is eternally situated in the tip of the nail burn upwards. Then the dissolution takes place. Dissolution is contained in the mouth of Bhadava, in the lowest underworld. Saying this, 7 underworlds have been described, and heaven is situated above this. This is 14 worlds have been described. As above, so below, as within, so without. So we're talking about cosmic phenomena, but we're also talking about psychological and physiological phenomena. So we're talking about not only the 7 chakras, we're also talking about 7 energy centers below and 7 energy centers above. So this is the understanding, right? Anyway, one should be aware that the form of the ultimate essence is situated in the body, which I already explained, which is all-knowing about the dissolution and that which is dissolved in the proximity of Shakti. Dissolution of self into self. Shakti merges with Shiva, or within Shiva. Shiva merges within action, Kriya. Kriya merges into knowledge, Jnana. Jnana merges within desire, Icha. That means myself. In order for you to desire anything, you have to have a self, right? The power of Icha merges within where Shiva is a supreme light. I have taught you the characteristics of dissolution, O effulgent one. Krodha, anger, dissolves the cosmos. Dissolution is one half. The other half is the creation process, which manifests as the movable and the immovable. So Shiva merging into Shakti, Shakti merging into Shiva, involution, evolution. This is what we're talking about. The eternal game of the playground. Oh, one with the beautiful face, which is Devi, of course. Enjoyment is below, liberation is above, Devi. Enjoyment in the playground. I have previously told you of the process of creation. The basis of divine energy, Kaula, has been explained as being in mutual creation and dissolution. What else do you want to hear, O lady? Which is esoteric, but which can now be revealed, right? Because there's always exoteric teachings and there's always esoteric teachings, right? Jesus had secret teachings. He said so himself. Anyway, chapter 3. Devi said, Great Lord, I have doubts concerning the characteristics of Kaula, the consciousness of self. Be gracious to me, O Shankara. Bhairava said, Listen with undivided attention to the characteristics of Kaula that are to be explained. Where there is mind, there are the elements as well as the senses and the sense objects of the body, the supremacy of consciousness. You know, as they say, if a tree falls and nobody hears it, did it really fall? These are permeated by one's own Shakti. One's vision dissolves along with the characteristics. The characteristics are fourfold: the place, meditation, letters, and the characteristics. In other words, yantra and mantra, right? You need these elements in order to, as props to help you achieve these states. The place is called the body. Meditation is the substratum. Letters of the alphabet are well described. The ultimate goal is formless. So from the form, you reach the formless. Thus, mantra and yantra. Dearest, in the body Pinda, exist the chakras of the 5 lines, 16 lines, 64 petals, the truly beautiful 100 petals, and the beautiful 1,000 petal lotus up here. Above this is the 10 million petal lotus, and above this 30 million petal lotus, chakras above that, of which the pericarp is similar to the flame. Above that exists the all-encompassing, eternally emanating, integrated, supreme, unshakable, all-pervading, and immaculate lotus, the yoni. Above this is the 10 million petal lotus, and above this is the 30 million petal lotus, of which the pericarp is similar to the flame. And so on and so on. The infinity of the infinity is what we're getting into. Above that exists the all-encompassing, eternally emanating, integrated, supreme, unshakable, all-pervading, and immaculate lotus. Through its own volition, its creation takes place, and everything dissolves into the same. The linga is revealed by it, in which the movable and movable entities remain latent. Om Mani Padme Hum. Indeed, the jewel is in the lotus. The singularity is always in these forms and sustains these toroidal forms in a lattice that goes in and out and all towards all infinity. Involution, evolution, involution, evolution. This is what we're getting into. It's getting very psychedelic very quick, so I'm going to leave it right there. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om. Shiva Om. Om.